I side with our esteemed panel. Simon and Steph are here. Steph, I want to start with you. Look, when I was in college, I knew people who dealt a little bit of pot, but now news is coming out about a pretty big cocaine ring being run out of a Penn State fraternity house. And allegedly, the ringleader was discovered because he was using his personal Venmo with his real name. Your thoughts, Steph?
This is a completely insane story. I actually read somewhere online that a lot of these drug deals were taking place via Snapchat. And I think this is every parent's worst nightmare is to receive a phone call that your kids have not only been arrested for drugs, but for dealing heavy drugs. The only reservation that I'm having about this entire story is that the mugshots that I keep seeing all over the internet are showing these kids in their suits versus the fact that they just committed what seems to be a RICO. And so I think this is just sending a shockwave through the fraternity, sorority, and college environments for sure.
Simon, weigh in.
I think we need to go back to the days where frat guys were just drinking beer and going to the gym. Cocaine dealing, that's wild.
That was us just drinking and going to the gym.
Simpler times.
All right, let's move on. Simon, give me an underreported story of the week.
I want to talk AI. Obviously, not underreported. All we talk about is AI this, AI that. But one thing that felt like it materialized this week was a bit of a pushback to AI in the physical space that it can take up and some of the physical costs. 404 Media had this interesting story where they basically looked at how AI companies are buying up books, using them to train AI models, and then what happens to those books? They get destroyed. Some of this has been reported before. These AI companies are buying them, they're training their models off of them. But this story was interesting because they tracked a book from a bookstore. It ended up in an Amazon warehouse in Las Vegas. And in training them, they basically, take the bind off, read all the pages, upload it to these AI models. And, you could argue that we don't need 5 million copies of every book and that some of this could produce good results, but it's caused a lot of concern, a lot of chatter online because, historically, when you look at where have books been destroyed, it's been these authoritarian regimes. So causing a lot of concern that AI is coming over or is rather taking over. And I think we're seeing that on the political side, too. A lot of these politicians that were all in on AI, we saw Governor Shapiro in Pennsylvania saying that AI companies won't be first in line for construction permits anymore. And in Texas gubernatorial race, it's playing a big role with the Democratic candidate accusing Governor Abbott of really, being a spokesperson for AI. So I think we're starting to see that pendulum swing a little bit the other way on AI.
Yeah, the whole thing's so interesting. I got an email not too long ago because I wrote a book back in 2014 and they sent me an email and said, put your book's title in this search bar to find out if companies are using it to train AI. And they were. And then they ask if you want to join a lawsuit, etc. Crazy times here. Stephanie, let me get to you finally. And that is, what are you and your friends talking about this week? What's on your mind?
Yeah, we're talking about a little bit of everything, but going back to college students, I hate to pick on them today, but there's been a big debate online because at Tuskegee University, there are some students who actually were outraged online because their chancellor have outlawed wearing pajamas to class. And so one big debate we've been having amongst our friend group is whose job is it to teach professionalism for future students? Is it the school's responsibility or the parents? But for me, pajamas are always a no for class.
Yes or no, Simon? Is it okay to wear pajamas to class at your alma mater, Michigan?
If the professor's making me fall asleep, then I will come to class in pajamas. It's on the professor to keep everyone up. I was a suit and tie, 3-piece tux every day I went to class.
Stephanie says no PJs. Simon says it's okay. Well, look, I want to thank you both so much. Steph, we'll see you next week. Simon, this is our farewell to you. Simon won't be joining us anymore, but Simon, you've been amazing, wonderful, and we love you. And maybe you'll join us as a viewer in the future. So thanks to you both.
Excited to watch you guys.